flips it. So when it flips it, it looks back like that one. Because it flips it across the x-axis. Or I mean, the x-axis. Decay functions are usually between 0 and 1. They can either have 2 reflections or no reflections, looking like this. Or if I had 2 reflections, it would look that way, flipped that way, so this way. Still starting up high and going down low. And the only reason you'd really need the graph is A, if I asked you to graph it, which you could bet would not be on the calculator part. Or B, if I asked you, what are the limit? Like for this one, the limit as x approaches infinity would be negative infinity. The limit as x approaches negative infinity would be 0.
Will decay only have one rule?
Will decay only have one what?
No.
2.
There's 2.
It's just the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one reflection if y is bigger. Or b, sorry, is bigger than 1. Okay, that was that in a nutshell. You'll have questions about continuity. Make sure you know that continuity, you have to have f of a exists. You've got to know that the limit as x approaches a from the left has to equal the limit as x approaches a from the right. And that limit as x approaches a has to equal f of a. Oops. Those are the 3 rules, basically, ways that we prove that something is continuous.
This has to be exactly just that.
They're going to be numbers and stuff that you're throwing in there.
Well, yeah, but can it only be continuity? Because I just don't want to do continuity. That's it. Can my test just be over continuity?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was taking you very literally, and I was trying to figure out what you were talking about.
No, she was being literal. Continuity. Yeah, I only wanted.
Oh, well, there will be a part just for you. So we're also going to find values for which piecewise functions are continuous. These are the ones that, and I'm making this up, so this is not going to work out. I'm not even going to try. But like you have and I don't know. And I would say something like, hey, find K for which that would be continuous. That would be a really good free response type question.
What is the Does that answer your question? What was your question?
Yeah, an order of what?
I'm talking to her.
Oh,
you don't know yet. You don't know yet? No. I wish I did. Wait a second. What is the second little thing called? Second.
This?
Yes.
That is saying that's what this is talking about.
Okay, cool. I got it right. I take all these notes, and I can't even understand my own notes.
I'm sorry, it's not very beautiful.
What?
What I have written is not very beautiful.
No, I said I take all of these notes, and I can't even understand the notes I take.
I know, and I'm just saying that mine's not very organized. This is just...
No, she doesn't understand what she's writing down.
I know, and it's probably because I'm not organizing it very well.
I'll understand it right now, but tonight when I go look at it, I won't have a clue.
You need to be able to find log. Oh,
Were we supposed to already have a quiz by now?
We
wait.
already did have one.
quiz number 2. We had quiz 1. Quiz number 2 we will very rarely take. Because it just seems redundant to me to have a quiz and then turn around and have a test.
Do we take a test like twice in 9 weeks?
Approximately. Sometimes 3 times.
That's like
It's
Depending on how much you
a
learn.
lot of stuff.
it's like a college class. Yeah.
College class stuff.
You have like a midterm and a
Yeah.
final.
What
Maybe her
page
teacher.
was
I think you
continuity
should
on?
learn that.
What?
What page was continuity
The easy page.
on? Numbers.
Which one? Day 7.
They said. Thank you.
I need to pick an easier college.
You need to be able to find log values without a calculator. So, like, I just wanted to make sure. If I gave you this,
You did the.
yeah, you set it. What you should do is set it equal to x or something, and then do the circle method. Oh yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
I was home for this.
There's a reason I wrote this down because it's gonna show up.
I
Wait,
did this
what
at
would the
prom.
answer to that be?
If
Yeah.
the
So we're
it'd
right.
be 2 to the x equals 8.
I legit thought that was C. And then you would be 2x equals.
Then you'd break down the 8 into 2s, and it breaks down into 3 of them. So it's 2 to the x equals 2 cubed, so x is 3.
I did that all.
I just want to make sure you guys know how to do that. Because I know there's at least one problem where it asks
Oh,
you something.
continuity is where you set the problems equal to each other.
Well, that's some of them, yes. Some of them are where you have to, do these 3 things. And then this one, yes, I would set these 2 equal to each other because I have to have the limit of both of them. And I would solve for k. And x would be 2.
Yeah.
Good question. IBT.
We were hoping you get out of it.
No.
Actually, I'm not that bad. I was just kind of right. My hard part is figuring out the first step. I can't figure out the first step.
The first step is determine if they're continuous.
See, I
Wait,
can do
what's
the
the first
others.
step?
I can't figure out the first step.
If
You know
it's
how to do continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if it's continuous
No.
as f of
I'm
a
trying to
is
figure out the F of A.
defined.
So the first step for both of them is if it's defined.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if it's a continuous function. So, like, normally it's like something like this.
Wait, how would you find the point? That's my problem. And then your x would be log times 0.
Let me make this to where it works out nice.
It's probably wrong. If you put x is equal to 0, it'll get 4.
So, first step. Oh, and I would say, find a 0 if there is one by the IBT between. Oops, I don't know why I put a C there. Between 1 and -1 and 4. And I may go back in and change these here in a minute, but I think that's right. So in order to use the IBT, your first step is to determine if it's continuous. Well, P of X is a quadratic, so it's continuous. So you don't have to worry about F of A, all that stuff like
Only
you're
if it
talking
has
about.
like a square root on the bottom.
Right, or if it has a
Whole.
or if it has a fraction at all, on the bottom and there's an X, then you might have an issue. So you just make sure that issue is not in they give you usually, a range like that, remember?
Not the detailed issues. Oh, you just solved it.
Yeah, I did it in my head. But no, that would all be given to you. So you check to see if it's continuous, and you'd have to tell me, especially if it's a free response question. Yes, this is continuous because it's quadratic function, and that's good.
Tomorrow's all multiple choice.
It's all calculated. You will have
Multiple
7.
response?
You'll have 7 multiple choice
And
and 1 free response question. Is it 1? Or is it 2? It may be 2.
I thought it was 2.
I thought we did all multiple choice. All three.
Oh, shoot.
That's what we used to do.
Okay, let me double check. Okay, yes. 7 multiple choice questions and 1 free response question. And then the next day, 7 more free or multiple choice and 1 free response question. So, I guess we're about done. Then you would find P of -1 and P of 4, and make sure that one's negative and one's positive so that you have a 0 in between those. And then you would solve for the 0. Which I think this one you don't actually have a 0 in between those.
We use the calculator. Right?
Maybe. Depends on if it's a calculator problem or not. If it is, yes.
How would we if it's not?
If it's not, you would set that equation equal to 0 and factor.
Use your brain.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, I forgot to
we do have to use our brains. Sometimes.
Did you read for if you learn? No, it's cool things. We did.
That's why she goes over.
Bye. Oh.
Maybe she's finally understanding.